Sorry, Facebook. Gotta apologize. That's BTC that's had me disconnected for a minute there. And I'm on the road, so I had to pull over to deal with what I had to deal with. Just to catch the signal. We need more bars in this place, BTC. We need more bars. We need more bars. Can't have Facebook live posts getting disconnected. But yes, mindset is what keeps people from going after their goals and achieving their dreams. Mindset is what keeps people from owning real estate or thinking that it's above their grade. And let me tell you, you could get your mindset from your well-meaning parents. You could get your mindset from your friends. You could get mindset from co-workers, and all could be detrimental to you. So you have to check your mindset. Check it against the people that are successful. You know, look at people who are successful in life and see what's different with them versus the people you don't want to be like. You have to take a look at that. And if you don't, then that's definitely a flaw that's, you know, that it's going to be very much something that you regret for the rest of your life. Not taking inventory, not taking stock of the people around you, their successes and their failures, and how you could capitalize on it, and how you could avoid the mistakes that other people made. And your mindset is the most serious thing. I'll tell you, for me, you know, growing up, I'm talking about maybe 15 or so years ago, before I moved to Michaud, living in Nassau, I was a part of a dance group called Nitrix, and we were definitely one of the top groups in the Bahamas, and man, we loved it. You know, everywhere we went, we danced. We did shows and everything, and you know, Nitrix, that's the fellas who break dance and you got served and all that. We performed at every event. You know, we started off the blackouts in December, and man, we did things big, which is why I'm not afraid to do things big now. But you know, we were at every major event, and I grew up in Angliston. You know, between Angliston and Montelites. And, you know, poor guy, poor area, around people with poor mindset. But the few friends I had always thought on a different level. They always thought big. So everything we did, when we danced, if it was dancehall, persons asked if we were from Jamaica. If it was break dancing and choreography, they asked if we were from the US. Because for some reason, you know, the mindset is, if you do something at an excellent level or at such a high level, you got to be foreign. No, fix the mindset. We do it here. But even me in the group, I had a bad mindset myself. Everywhere I went and I danced, I worked at the bank, you know, and the other people who used to see me dancing, they never knew I worked at the bank. I was already a dancer. I'm not going to let people know I'm a dancer and I work at the bank. Y'all know the stigma that gets. So, went now. I remember when Popeye the Entertainer, shout out to Popeye. Popeye is one of the coolest fellas on Facebook, man. One of the coolest dudes in the Bahamas. I can tell you that. So support the thing, eh? Anywhere Popeye doing that solid be off the chains. Y'all make sure y'all hit up Popeye the Entertainer. Big shout outs, big bro. You know, I remember when Popeye first learned that I worked at the bank, because, you know, we little ghetto fellas. And you know, I didn't want nobody to know I had a successful job. You know, that I was in a position where I was probably doing okay. So, Baba was like, Michaud, you work at a bank? See, because that's what they call me. If you know me, you know, they call me Michaud. He's like, Michaud, you work at a bank? You know, because we walk around, and when you're from the ghetto, you hard automatically. Don't mind all that. Fellas from the ghetto, they hard automatically. And again, it comes from the mindset. You got to be a certain way. You got to have a certain mindset just to make it through life. And a lot of those mindsets are the same one that keeps us from having the things that we want in life, keeps us from having the things that we need in life. Those same mindset. You know, I'm a dancer. I go to the ghetto places. I hang out. I do all that. And I tell nobody where I work, because I didn't want anybody to feel as though I was doing something. You know, even to this day, I left the bank. I was with the bank for 13 years. And for 13 years, I never advertised on Facebook that I was a banker. You know, so it's just the mindset. Sometimes we keep ourselves from success because we feel as though if we let people know what we want out of life, or if we go after those things, it's going to embarrass somebody else. It's going to make somebody look bad, but that's our own deficiency that we're dealing with. That's the way that we look at ourselves and the way that we look at life. Everyone doesn't look at life the same way, so we have to check the way we look at life and sit down and get your minds together, and put it in your head that, hey, you know what, just jump in your car. Do this for me, because this is something that I used to do a lot. Jump in your car. I don't care which island you live on in the Bahamas. I don't care which ghetto you may be in, which suburb, which neighborhood, it doesn't matter. Jump in your car and just take a drive around town. Take a drive to the more prosperous areas. Take a drive and look at those big houses. Look at the big homes. And don't be envious. When you see the nice homes, just say to yourself, hey, this is what I want. Look at the homes and figure out what style that you like, what architecture you like with the home, and say, this is something that I would like to own. Learn to appreciate the things that you want out of life. Don't be jealous and envious of people for having it. Be happy for them and say, you know what, I'm going to have something just like that. And you start to work your way into accepting the things in life that you want. Because if you hate somebody for having a big home, how the hell you expect to have one? If you hate somebody for having something nice, how do you expect to have anything nice? And how do you want people to be happy for you if you can't be happy for anyone else? No, this is a process for changing your mind. Like I said, because nothing that I can do is going to help you unless you begin to help yourself. Drive around, look at those homes that are out of your budget, those homes that you think you could never be able to afford, and just start to say to yourself, I would like to own something like this. This is what I would want my dream home to look like, my dream property to look like. Drive around subdivisions, drive around some condominium complexes, some townhomes. If your dream is investments and you want to be a property developer, look at all of this land. Drive around and look at the abundance of land. Look at condominium complexes. Look at townhome complexes. Look at subdivisions that people, for the longest time, I never knew that our homes owned the Pinewood Garden subdivision. I thought it was probably government owned. No, that's a subdivision that a company put in place. I'm not saying it's ideal. Definitely it was a low cost development. But you can drive around and you can take a look at what other people are doing. And if they could do it, you could do it. If they could own it, you could own it. You have to stop keeping yourself away from these things that you want in life. So that's day one of 40 days to home ownership. I'm telling you, after this day, you're going to have a new mindset. You're going to have a new understanding, a new mentality, and it's going to be a no-brainer that you can afford the things in life that you want. Trust you me, it's going to be a no-brainer. So get that mindset thing together. Make sure that you become your best friend and not your own worst enemy. And understand that anything in life that comes into your mind that you desire, any of it, you can have. If you tell yourself yes. Don't tell yourself no. Tell yourself yes, and you could have it. So that's today, dealing with the mindset. Tomorrow I want to go into something practical. So make sure you join in tomorrow. I will post again the time before I kick off. Hopefully I'll be stationary and the service wouldn't be in and out. But we'll go into a practical example tomorrow to give you an idea of what it's like to purchase a home. So some of you are going to be lost, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to lay it out. And then as the days go by, I'm going to break down the process so you can get an understanding of the jargon, you can get an understanding of the acronyms, an understanding of the process. But I'm just going to lay it out there, all of it, the full process for persons. So if somebody wants to buy a single family home, so that you can see what the process is like, I'm just going to let it flow. And then in the coming days, I'm just going to break down the same process of day 2 so that you get an understanding.